Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Recap and Record. My name's Levi McCurdy, and of course, I'm joined this week by Los Def, my co-host.
Yo,
This week,
yo.
we're tackling episodes 5, 6, and 7 for Love is Blind, Season 5, straight on Netflix. Boy, oh boy, Los, how we doing this week, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I watched this. I watched one episode on Friday, as soon as it came out, and then I had to kind of spread the other ones into Saturday, Sunday. Both. No, matter of fact, I finished both Saturday, and then you told me you was working, so I was like, all right, well, it's fine. It's a team effort, you know what I mean? It's flexible, and I'm like, my man is on the back end doing a lot of the gritty work. So I'm like, no, if you need Monday to record, we're gonna get it out, and we're gonna pump out them clips. But yeah, I've been good, man. And I don't know how much of the earlier stuff is gonna get in here, but I would definitely say, obviously we didn't get the video recording of the last episode. Though that first episode would have been crazy compared to this one. But I think we're gonna make it what we make it. But those first 4 were better than the second 3. I'd say that.
Yeah, I think that's an overall opinion for everybody. I mean, I guess I kind of expected there to be a little bit more from these just because we're like, all we had for those first 4 hours was just 2 people behind a wall in a pod talking to each other. So you would think that an additional 3 hours where we're face to face, we're in Mexico, we're doing this, we're doing that, would be exciting. And I mean, we obviously have some very, very, very exciting and drama-filled things to talk about. But I think I can agree with you. I think the fans, the listeners can agree with you that a little, and I mean that's just kind of, how sometimes things go. The sequel, the second part isn't as good. So hopefully maybe we'll see what happens next week.
Well, it's crazy because the way this ends, and I know we'll get into it, but I was like, how did this season make it to the air? You know what I mean? Like they could have just scrapped this whole based on what we have. They could have scrapped this whole shit.
What's funny, and this will be the last spoiler, we're jumping to episode 5
I know
in a second, but what's hilarious is when we got done episode 7, I turned to Megs and I said, okay, so this is it. We're not going to do a season 6 because the fact that we only have this many couples now and everything else going on with like the couples that didn't get engaged in the pods. And it's just like, okay, like it's kind of predictable and we'll get to it at the end, but like we can kind of tell, like, I think I know where the next drop's going. So
yeah.
It's interesting, man. So we start off episode 5. We're still in the pods, right? We haven't gotten to Mexico yet. We need to wrap up some pods. We need to wrap up a meet and greet. And we started off, man, with how we ended. How we ended last time with Uche and his resolution with Aaliyah. And just like, I'm not accepting this, right? As an answer because according to him, it's just like, there's no red flags. Like I thought we talked it out. I thought we kind of beefed it out. And in my mind, I would say that their talks, in the first drop of episodes were kind of wish-washy. They all didn't drop the details they needed to at that certain point in time. So I think we covered it last week, but do you agree with her leaving now that we kind of have some context?
Okay, so all right. I can understand in the grand scheme of things, like I can understand her wanting to leave in just off the surface, right? And but I don't know, in the grand scheme of things, like she doesn't have to interact with Lydia ever again if she doesn't want to. You know what I mean? Like that, you might have formed a friendship there, whatever, but like if you are here to form a relationship with somebody, fuck her. Fuck Lydia.
Right. Because whether it was now or 6 months from now after you're done and being married, Lydia's gonna come up. Like the exes are gonna come out of the woodworks. And whether that's, Lydia DMing Aaliyah on Instagram after her marriage, like it, things could have, should you be happy that they happen now this way?
Yes.
And not.
Yes. Well, and I'll say this, and here's the thing. Uche, he did a lot to help himself out and being forthcoming, because I don't know if I would have shared that and not on no sneaky shit, whatever, because because it's like I dated some girl in the pods, whatever. I don't know who you talking to in the pod. Like, I don't know what girls you're interacting with, whatever. You know what I mean? That could have been a funny story I told you after the fact. Like, oh, yo, I used to date one, whatever. If anybody, in terms of disclosure, if anybody is wrong, it is Lydia, because of how she played every interaction. Because I watched episodes 1 through 4 again, because I know somebody wanted to watch it, whatever. And so I watched episodes 1 through 4 again, and I was like, yo, Lydia is dirty. Like, she's a scoundrel. She's a scoundrel, because she was adding so much. Like, when you really watch it back, you realize how much sauce she was adding on to everything from the beginning. Like, and we knew that was the case. We like, damn, she's fake, whatever. But like, if anybody owes anybody disclosure, it should have been Lydia to Aaliyah. Right. Once Aaliyah started confiding in her and say, yo, I like this dude named Uche, whatever, it was Lydia's job to say, yo, I ain't gonna lie, like, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, she could have brought it up to Uche, and then Uche would have been like, yo, I was gonna say something, but like, I didn't know, you know what I mean? But like, it's Lydia, bro. It's Lydia.
Yeah,
it's Lydia.
Yeah, no, she's she becomes a little more problematic as we'll go along. So Uche finds out, she leaves. And honestly, this is something I'm surprised they did. Like, usually these shows, maybe sometimes, maybe you watch them more than I do, but like, I didn't think like we would hear the producers talking back to Uche and being like, well, yeah, we can call her and see where she's at and get her on the phone or whatever. Like, I thought the producers would be like, no, she left. She's out. It's done. We like, she's dead to us. Why would we call her and help you? So
did you see season 4? But you didn't see season 4, right?
No, not that I remember. No.
So season 4 is the first time we see a guy. Basically, he committed to another girl, whatever, but he had this other woman that he really wanted, and it was between, these two girls, and he picked the wrong one, basically. Right. He ended up forging, or like, somehow he reached out to the girl that he turned down, and then she basically got reinserted into the show. And then they end up getting married. Yeah, I mean, and they're still together, I guess. Yeah,
there you go. I mean,
we've seen it. Like, so I was thinking like, oh, maybe she's gonna come back. Right. But we don't, I guess we still don't know.
And right? So on that phone call, right? So basically, I mean, Aaliyah's just like, I still love you. Like, I didn't want it to turn out this way. And after, Uche goes back and forth, like, this is the experiment. Like, I was literally proposing to you 20 minutes ago and you're nowhere to be found. Like, so then I barely heard it. But towards the end of the call, we find out that Lydia told Aaliyah about the email that she saw on Uche's computer before they came here, right?
Wow. And yes.
Like, and so then that obviously led Aaliyah to be like, wait a minute. Did they both plan this? Is this Uche? Like, did Uche know about this part of the thing? And in my mind, I was like, oh, okay. This just solidifies the fact that Lydia is a crazy fucking bitch.
Yes, yeah. Like, I don't think he's a part of this plot. I don't think he really wants anything to do with Lydia, but he's trying to. You got to understand, he's on national TV. You know what I'm saying? Right. He can't go too hard on Lydia. You know what I mean? Like, because he's already. I mean, the favor is already going to be in the woman's favor on a show like this, whatever. So he's being like, I could tell, because he got some dickhead asshole tendencies in him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, he's holding. I could tell he's holding a lot back, whatever. And no, Lydia is crazy. I think Lydia is crazy, bro. Like,
this all boils down to Lydia. So, and then speaking of which, next scene after that phone call, we get the meeting, the reveal, right? Of
Lydia, my gosh.
And Milton. And I mean, bro, homeboy almost hit his head on the thing. Homeboy, like, my dude almost like hit this man.
Yo, this like, it's like the tallest man I've ever seen. Like
when he said, what did he say how tall he was at that meeting? He said like 6'7".
He said 6'7". He said, but he rounds down to 6'6", whatever. And I don't know, like 6'7", like, I watch basketball, bro. So there's a lot of guys are 6'7", like that's like, normal. They look, and when you even go to NBA game, they don't even look that tall. Like, I mean, whatever. This man compared to this woman, like, It was like, yo, this guy's 8 feet tall. Like he's a totem pole.
Yeah, and we heard from the first drop in the pods, like because of his fucking height, he's had like he almost died. Like his spine almost like fell out of his skull because of how tall he was and problems with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you're gonna like that's probably gonna happen again. The way you have to kiss this woman, like he literally has
he's
to
gonna die.
Tuck. He has to. If they make out for more than 3 minutes, he's got scoliosis. Like a 3-minute makeout session, standing up with her. Like I mean, y'all better.
Yeah, that was painful to watch. Like the bend over was painful. And then like, he has to lift her up every time.
Now I'll give him the props though. He discovered like as long as he lifts her up, then it's fine. But like, yeah. And when Meg got down on one knee to propose again, Megs was like, "Oh, now he's her height." Like, yeah, man, that dude is tall.
He's really tall. And one thing off the rip, just especially off that first meeting, they were kissing a lot, and I didn't know if that was like a little bit of overcompensation because I couldn't tell. I could tell that he probably enjoyed what he saw, but you can't tell in the beginning if she's enjoying. She's shocked, you know what I mean, but you can't tell if she's enjoying it. So I'm like, are they kissing to overcompensate for the camera? You know what I mean?
You know what, man?
He's smitten though for sure, and she seems to be content. I don't know if she's you know,
content's a good word. Content's a good word. I'm not entirely sure, man. I think Lydia did make a few comments in that meet and greet. I mean, I wrote down that she's like DTF 1,000%. Like she wanted that.
She wanted that eggplant ball.
As soon as she heard 6'7", and we already knew from the pods his foot size, Megs was like, "Oh, he's got fucking horse day." Like there's no doubt about it. And then Megs made a joke.
Well, what size shoe did he say? I don't remember that.
It was something outrageous, bro.
It was so crazy, like
21. 12 or 13. It was like 12, 13, maybe.
That's not. No, he's lying then because like a 12 or 13 is not the craziest shoe size.
Maybe.
Because remember, he's been playing modest about his height for a while. Yeah, I mean, so.
I'm trying to find it quick, but I don't think it'll come up. I when he said it, but. Yeah, no, but then Megs made the joke. She's like, how fucking hilarious would it be if he just had a, micro like just.
Oh, that's the devil. That's the devil at work.
That's the devil's work there,
That's the devil's at
taking all the cliches out the window. You got big hands and big feet. Well,
yeah.
Oh man. So
low piece.
So there, you know what I mean? It's that awkward meetup. It's the same thing with all the couples, that awkward kissing. And so we get to Mexico, right? We're going to Cancun, Mexico. On the honeymoon phase, we get our host out here for their 30 seconds of fame per drop. And we're going to Cancun to explore.
Man, I wish I had that gig, man. I could do that. I could talk for 30 seconds.
Bro,
and say nothing.
That's at minimum $1 million bag for each of them for each season. Like,
yeah. And minimum. That's I think you're lowballing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Just show up on camera for 20 minutes, and they don't even they need to literally be in there for the room in front of the people. This one, they could have filmed whenever.
Yep.
And, you know what I mean? The hosts are so pointless on this show because we have that. We know we don't need them. Like we know what's going on. So we get to Mexico, and I mean, out the gate, we're out of the pods, and
we're out of pods.
We're seeing some opposite actions here. And, I mean, out the gate, we've got Sugar Butt, JP, and Taylor. And I'm just gonna come out now and say it, boy. I wanted to do it for this episode, but I couldn't get to Old Navy quick enough for the finale. I may or may not
wear American flag
in a full-blown American flag.
Don't do it.
Bro,
America,
I turned to Megs and I said, I need to find this man's address and beat him senseless with a baseball bat. I can't do it. That should have been a deal breaker for her. It's like, I'm surprised she didn't ask him. I'm surprised out of all the talking she did, she wasn't like, do you have anything that's maybe, I don't know, black or gray or like something that doesn't have the dance? Like, I get it.
Cowboy boots. This guy wears cowboy boots for everything. Like the one reveal, like either when he was proposing initially or even when he goes out there, like he's wearing cowboy boots with that suit, bro. And like I'm like, what the heck? And so we get them two, and again, awkward kissing, and now we get stink breath though. Like we get stink breath.
She's an awkward kisser, stinky breath.
And she's like, I hope, and I'm thinking, I hope he was eating something, because she tried to play it up and say, oh, I probably have it too, whatever. But then I was thinking, like,
they just got there.
You just got, I don't, well, editing and all that,
Yeah,
so maybe they ate something, but I'm like, yo, a girl's telling you that you got stink breath, like, so for me, I'm conscious of that only because, we smoke a little bit or something, whether it's tobacco or other things, right? And so I make sure that, like, I got mints or gum or, drinking water, like I'm constantly, you know what I mean? But like, have you ever made out with a girl that has stink breath? And I know I don't want to get you in trouble with your current. We talking about past.
No. Megs and I have been together for like 13 years, basically.
Okay.
We talk about exes every goddamn day.
Yeah. Have you ever made out with a girl that had bad breath?
I can't distinctively remember a time that I've kissed a girl with bad breath. I distinctly remember a time where my face may have been in another area of her body that had of bad breath. Not that I can remember. I'm sure I've kissed girls with bad breath before, but no one's ever, I mean, I'm sure Megs has over the years, but like I've never had someone in that amount of time, or like first date, second, whatever. Like, no.
Yeah, I have, bro. I have made out with a girl that
and that was an immediate deal breaker for you?
Well, it was. Well, I think what happens is, this is what happens is, like, you kiss a girl and then like you get a little weird taste in your mouth, and you're like, and I think you're blaming yourself at first, you know what I mean, or you're just wondering like, oh, maybe that's a fluke, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Yeah. But it's like something that's in your head, like, you know what I mean, like, all right, and then you go, maybe it's not an initial deal breaker, but then you go back and and you're like, oh,
if it's a continuous thing, and
it's not bad, like just in close proximity, but it's like the kiss is bad, like, and then you stop. It definitely is it ruins things.
That's essentially what we touched on when we saw them first meet the first time. Like, him kissing her is awkward. Now we know there's bad breath involved. And it's like
he definitely chews tobacco. He, like, knowing his guy, American flags and cowboy boots, he's definitely a tobacco.
He's got skull cans in his suitcase right now. Now. He's
going crazy.
He's got a fucking Turkey Hill tea bottle with a spit in it.
In the car. He definitely drives a Ford F-150, you know what I'm saying? And he got the bottle. He got his power, his like energy drink, his Monster.
Oh,
got the skull.
It's such a stereotype, but goddamn, it's spot on. You can't wear the American flag as your outfit every day of the week and not fall under that exact stereotype.
No, you can't. You
really
can't.
No.
I think Love is Blind, because I think this is like the second season they've been in, like the Texas area, Dallas, Houston. They need to. No, we need urban.
Side note from JP and Taylor for a second. So I noticed that too. So is that like how they do it? Because they take them to apartments in Houston, and I assume all of them live in that area, so it makes it easier to move in together. Okay.
And it's almost like you can't be on the show for that season, because if you got to travel so far, like, you can't be on the show this year.
No one's gonna,
because season 3, I think season 3 was in like Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And I remember like, because it was all these landmarks and stuff like that. I don't know where the last. The last season 4 was in between Seattle and Portland, because they talked about how, like, there's a train that literally goes from Portland to Seattle, and people
could live in Seattle, some people could live in Portland. Opens up their broad. I mean, who knows? I guess there's not really, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of another spot like that. I mean, I guess you could, like, theoretically get from certain parts of California to Vegas quickly. Maybe, but like, something tells me they're not going to do like New York and Connecticut or whatever. So
yeah.
that's an interesting fact too. I like that. So
she's not
JP
into him at all. She's not into
JP's
him at
gone
all.
silent Bob, right? JP's basically just like she's literally talking through every point in the book. My parents, us, what are we gonna do next?
Yep.
These are my concerns. This is what I love. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. And this is his reaction every time.
Yeah, she's spiraling. She's definitely spiraling. It's painful to watch. Yeah,
like he smirked. Like, bro, there was literally
yeah.
a 30-second scene where she spent her entire heart's worth of energy on saying something to this man, and he just stared at her.
So
grin on her, like.
So when you're watching this though, right? In that instance, like, cause we learn more later, but like when you're watching like, what did you think it was? Did you think it was him not into her or her not into him or both?
No. I instantly thought I believe Taylor. I think she loved him. I think she was attracted to him. Like, there's nothing to not be attracted. He's an average looking guy. I mean, yeah, the red, white, and blue stuff's a little obnoxious, but that's who he is. Yeah. And so I think no, I think she was willing. I think she was willing to work on it, get past whatever they needed to. I think I knew out the gate as soon as he wasn't talking to her, and we got the first like camera confessional of her being like, well, this is kind of whatever. Like I mean, bro, when they first got there, they were sitting on the bed and he was like, well, what do you want to do? All awkwardly. And she was like, well, normally I'd take off all my clothes and hop in the jacuzzi. And like, bro, I turned him out. I'm like, if that was me, I'd be like,
I would have just started getting naked.
I'd be like, okay, bet. Let's go, babe.
Let's do it.
Explore. Let's do it. Let's make out. Let's get naked in the hot tub. But instead, he was just like, we could eat fruit. I don't know, like, or whatever. I like it. Just the whole thing.
He gave her the smile that white people give black people when they're walking past them and they feel nervous that like, yeah, you know the smile I'm talking about. I fucking hate that shit. Like, I get that shit at work and I'm like, yo, I work with you. Like, nothing is gonna happen to you right now. Like don't be intimidated because you're with me in the stairwell,
in the hallway, and they're checking for their wallet in their back pocket.
Yeah, like they're clutching and
yeah, I get it. No,
and I give it back. I give that ugly ass smile back to him. Like that's what he was giving her. He was giving her the like.
So yeah, I mean, so it's awkward. The first 24 hours, the first 48 hours, it's just awkward. And so we move on to the other couples.
Yeah, we got to move on to the other couples.
And so the shots of them are great. The first shots of them are great. At the end of episode 5 here, they're all vibing. They're all having a good time. They're all fucking.
Oh, wait up. Well, Izzy, right? So when we get that first scene with Izzy, whatever, and I mean, he's talked about some insecurities or whatever, and and he's talking about baldness. I'm like, baldness, okay, you can get that shit off, bro. You got a beard, like you good.
Right.
Then I was like, well, he's not that tall. You know what I mean? So maybe some insecurities coming there. But like, bro had the nasty back knee, bro. Did you peep that?
Oh no.
Like first I saw it just on the shoulder and I was like, dude, bro got back knee? And then like when they're like at the one mixer and he's shirtless, bro, his shit is crazy, bro. It's like yo, Alicia Keys prior to Proactive, bro. Like, it was crazy.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that scene because
that would definitely add to my insecurities. If like, you know what I mean? Like, like painful, bro. That shit look painful.
I mean, like,
knock on wood. I never had that.
I get like a little zit on my shoulder every other month.
Nah, that bro had like.
It's not a whole field. It's not like a whole cornfield.
it was nasty, bro. So that's what that was like initial thing. I was like, oh, bro got their back knee. Like,
yeah. So that we get to that first that Mexico meetup, right? And the only other note I have for this episode is like Milton just showing his age with Lydia. Like let's be honest. If that relationship ends, the only reason for it ending is because of the age difference. Because Lydia at every point in time loves to bring it up. And not even on the confessional, but like to his face. Like, I don't know. I felt like the whole scene with them, like him wanting to wear the pink shorts or the pink shirt with the other shorts, but she wanted him to match. Like, that's childish, bro. Like, you're with your girl. Like, let match at the beach. You're on vacation.
Nah, no. I see. I looked at her being. I thought that was kind of her being bossy, whatever. But like, I didn't like. So even rewinding that, right? So there's that scene where they're kind of together, and I feel like Lydia was starting to be Lydia, like that too much. Where she said herself, "People think that I'm too much," and she seems to be fascinated by him, whatever. But then like, she should be complimenting all his features, whatever. Like she started really like examining boy and like start grinding him up. And I'm like, yo, that's not gonna get you on good terms with me. Like she's like, oh, you got little ears, but then you got big lips and big mouth and big. And I was like, whoa, time out. This feels microaggressive.
Well,
here. Like I don't like that.
You're right. And you're right. I'm glad you brought this up. And but when she was saying that too, and I mean, now look, I mean, they both got culture and shit, but like,
yes,
I'm like, those are some kind of like African American stereotypes that maybe we shouldn't be bringing up on the honeymoon. Like,
and,
you know what I mean? Like, you said he got.
I think her accent is what makes her less attractive to me. Like, and I wrote this down, says that because there's even a way that you could kind of roast somebody or like kind of make fun of them, and it's cute, whatever. It's like the way she talks, and it's like I think it's the accent, it's the language barrier. It's so like intense, and I'm like, whoa, calm down, like you're doing too much. I mean, she definitely was playing on some wild, black stereotypes, and I was like, yo, this is not, you're not giving him compliments right now, like, and you're like pointing out like some minstrel show type stuff, like, oh, look at them big old lips and your big mouth, and I was like, whoa, big nose, and I was like,
she said big lips and big nose, and I was like, and Milton, I mean, hey, good for him. I mean, he just kind of took it. He just kind of was like, okay, that's whatever.
But she could have did it cute. Like there was a way that she could have did it and did it cute. But like she should be kind of like, on his dick, like, hey,
a little sensitive. But I mean, but he
definitely hit that. He definitely hit
through
that.
the B-roll, Stacy and Izzy and Lydia and Milton definitely were all fucking on this trip. I mean, that was a given. I mean, is that not what you're supposed to do? Like, I mean, why not? Like, it's
so. Did we get the mixer in this episode, or did that go into the next episode? The first little mixer.
I think it was this episode.
Okay. Because then we could talk about that and then wrap up episode 5.
Yeah. So the mixer happens, and I mean, it's basically it's the same thing that we've seen for the last 2 days in Mexico. It's the couples who love each other are loving each other, and Taylor and JP are kind of just like, she's over eating a sandwich and he's playing cornhole with everyone, and it's like, why are you on the same team? And then everyone's lifting up their brides into the ocean water, and they're just, and it's like, man, it's like and I think even before, when they were in the room, like the number one, like the first time he opens his mouth, he's like, I put the toilet seat down for you. And then the next conversation that they actually have together is at the mixer, and she's just like, do you see how happy and in love these poor people are over here? Like, and then we are, and he just smiles at her and nods his head. He's like, well, listen, the future will be the future. And what happens, we're going to work it out, and we're going to figure it out in the future. And I'm just like, bro, what?
Yeah, he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo
right now, motherfucker. So it's and then, so the end of this episode, we see them in bed together. They went on an excursion, they rode 4-wheelers. And first of all, I'm sorry, but this is the one and only time that Taylor pissed me off. But you're riding a 4-wheeler through the Mexican jungle. I want to go fast. I'm not going 10 miles an hour because you're in the back seat and you're a little terrified. Like, she was telling him to slow down.
Not
go fast. Like, get out of here. Anyways, so the truth finally comes out, right?
Okay.
Taylor and JP are in bed. She's trying just effortlessly for the final time to try to get this man to speak to her. And my God, the man pulls out probably one of the only things he shouldn't have said. But his excuse was when we met face to face for the first time at the reveal, I thought you were a little fake chick because you had on fake eyelashes and your makeup was caked on. And like now we're in Mexico and I see the true beauty of you without the makeup. Now listen, no, like
No, that doesn't land. I don't know why men.
no,
I don't know why. Like, and I don't want to sound like I'm some like sassy man. Like, I
yeah,
don't know why there's men out there that think that's gonna land. Like,
yeah.
that's not gonna land for
No,
you ever.
listen,
Like she don't want to
no,
hear. Like, I think men are. There's a lot of men that think like, oh, if I tell her how beautiful she looks without
without
makeup
makeup,
on,
right?
it's gonna make her not wear makeup,
She is
and then she's gonna embrace her true beauty and things like that. And it's like, bro,
no,
a woman's aesthetic, man, and how they want to present themselves is really none of our business. Now, granted, there are you can temper it down because there are some. I mean, I don't want the whole glam look, like
right,
green
right,
eyeshadows and
right,
shit like that. Like, I don't want
right,
need all that
right,
glitter and all that. I don't
right.
need all that. You know,
But if you know
snuffle
how
up
to
against
blend and you
eyebrows. You
know
know,
what
or the
tone to
lashes.
use and your
Yeah,
eyelashes aren't this freaking long, like they can be fake
yeah.
to the extent, whatever.
Yeah,
Like
but like men that get into that, it's like, bro, that's not our business, bro. Cause I'd be damn, you would be sick if a woman is telling you every little thing about your face and like how you should get this kind of haircut, or you should shave. Like, if a woman told me to shave my beard, fuck
right,
bitch, fuck you. Like, I'm not
right,
shaving
right.
beard. Like,
Megs gets pissy when I shave my beard. Like it's just there's no yeah, there was no rhyme or reason for anything he said there. I mean, he tried to reel it back in by saying, like, "Oh, I thought a female would appreciate me calling her beautiful without, the her makeup on and all that shit." Like he tried to get himself squared away, but like the way he came off, and I mean her heart just sinking as soon as he said, like,
yeah,
if I'm being honest with you, like this version of Taylor when I first met you, like in the reveal, not about it, fam. And this
yeah,
Taylor, I'm about, and just like she and honestly, hey, good for her. Good for her for standing up for herself. Like that's not an excuse, JP. Like you can't just say that. Like
no,
that's not the problem. Let's clear the air right now. What JP should have said is, I'm just not physically attractive to you. Maybe, like I just, whatever. Maybe it was her overall appearance. Maybe it was the makeup. Maybe it was her weight. Maybe it was something else, whatever it was. But like, at the end of the day, JP is just not physically attracted to Taylor. And this was his best drawl of the hat, random
yeah.
14
Do
cookie, like
you? Yeah, do you think we're gonna believe that you're more attracted to her like
without the
bare
makeup, bro.
face? Like, I
Like,
don't.
what? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Listen, if anyone needs to be concerned and get a lesson on their makeup, it's fucking Stacy. Because I don't know if you noticed, but when Stacy dresses up, she puts one streak of orange like this right here and one streak of orange on her forehead, and she doesn't blend any of it in. I'll go back and I'll send you a screenshot. But Stacy's makeup,
She
I'm
look like
telling you,
cats out there. She
when
look like
the first time she came on screen with that makeup, I was like, oh, what's she doing? And Megs is like, oh, she doesn't blend it properly. But then she
oh, she
came on
looking like rum
screen,
tum. She look like rum tum tigger from the Cats.
kind of, but like it's like an orange that kind of blends in with her face, but like you can tell that it's
Nah,
just a
once
straight
you said
shade of
that, like, you could
orange.
see all the lines in her face. Yeah, you're
Uh,
right. Like,
it just, and so I mean, if we're talking the words of makeup, I mean, bro, fucking Taylor look bomb. Taylor's sexy in the pot.
Taylor
Taylor's
looks good.
Taylor's a good looking white
Taylor's
girl.
not.
A
He's
little,
ugly.
she's
He's
a
a funny
little
looking dude.
thickums, right? She's got a little
Yeah.
thickums to her, but she's got a great personality. Taylor's attractive. She's hot. Like it's fine. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
fuck
It's not for
it.
everybody. And like, see, but I think, do you think her thickness was a factor to him? You think so? So I think he thought that was, see, I think that he probably could have got that off easier than the face. Like, I don't
Oh,
know.
but I mean, bro, it's like
But still, it's like, no, you just
it's.
gotta.
I mean, like I'm not trying to be misogynistic or like whatever sexist or whatever. But like, bro, like that's an easy, solid 10, 20, 30 pounds that we can maybe like lose in a week's time. Like that shouldn't have been a deal break. Like she doesn't have a health issue. Like she's not fucking obese.
She
like
don't got kids. She don't even got kids
she don't
yet.
got
So
kids
like,
yet. Like y'all could go to the gym like 3 times a week together and she'd be a fucking, like, you know what I mean? She'd be a bombshell even more than she already is. So like, let's just like the makeup dude, like, fuck you.
Yep.
So that just takes us into episode 6, and thank God we get this breakup right away. Did you assume that that was going to happen, or did you think they were going to continue and get to the wedding stage?
No, like the way it was, it definitely felt like that's what needed to happen, because like, even though, you know what I mean, it's weird because at the very end, or even him expressing that was the most that they've talked, whatever. Right. So I thought maybe a sliver of hope they could try to work it out, whatever, and like just like start communicating, whatever. But like, yeah, I mean, the fact that they did break up wasn't the biggest surprise. But I thought that maybe, like I said, with them talking a little bit more, him kind of getting it off his chest, maybe they could find some type of common ground. But like, he dug himself too deep,
way too deep into the grave. Yeah, and I mean, you can't. Good for her. She put.
And that's the thing. Shake didn't even, like, when season 2, when Shake obviously is not attracted to Deep T, you know what I mean? He never says any, like, I think what made it look crazy is because he was saying it to his other castmates. Like, I don't know if she kind of, and he was using subtle things like, yo, she kind of looks like my people. Like, she looks like my, I mean, because he never dates Indian women. So he's like, yeah, she reminds me of my aunt, reminds me of my mom. But like, he never like grinded her up on any specific features. And this guy was grinding her up about the makeup and thinking and tried to hide it with like, oh, but your natural beauty. And it's like,
yeah. And I mean, like, I'm looking at a picture of Shake and Deep right now. And I mean, they're hot together. Like, they're the perfect couple. So like the fact that, like, you know, I'm whatever they're together now or not, I don't know. But like, you know what I mean? Like, him complaining about that, like, no, this is exactly what the producers wanted to happen when they put both of you on this show, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. At least I felt that way. But yeah, it's very interesting. The makeup, man.
But even I know we're on episode 6, but just one thing to add, because we're going to talk about Izzy and Stacy. But Izzy, though, in the mixer, I don't know, man. And just Izzy, there's a common theme with him. He is a chatty patty, man. Like, he does too much to like he goes out of his way to have certain conversations with people that is not necessary. It's not necessary at all. So I was nervous for him in episode 5 because he's talking to Lydia, and then like he reveals, he was like, yeah, like, because he's telling her kind of how much he liked her, and you almost feel that he's like trying to open up a door there.
Right.
And then he's like saying, yeah, you were up there, and like Stacy wasn't even, and I was thinking like, yo, that's gonna backfire on his ass. You know what I mean? Because Lydia is a talker. Now, granted, that never came to fruition, but like that was something that was in my head where I was like, but then it became a recurring theme because then he did it before, like had conversations with Chris that he didn't need to have, and then he does it later with Johnny in episode 7. You know what I mean? It's like he talks way too much. He thinks he's, you know what I mean? He thinks he's being a forthcoming guy, stand-up guy.
He's a very,
like, bro, you're chatty patty, nigga. Like, shut the fuck up, bro.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Right. And that's what, and like, I don't think I saw, like, you know, well, I don't know if maybe, let me just think real quick. I guess no one else on the honeymoon other than Izzy and Lydia were like potential partners or potential matches, number ones, right? So I guess it's safe to, I was gonna say, like, I'm surprised no one else had those convos, but I guess they didn't need to.
Well, and when you only got one couple, basically, like,
which is just, again, wow, we were like, they should at least have 5. Like, how could we not have gotten 5 couples out of this? But yeah, man. So,
well, and the fact that they showed the fact that they showed so many of the other cast members that did not make it, like, we know names of some of these other, like, there's that girl Renee, I think that pretty girl blonde, and like, I mean, I'm like, how didn't she bag nobody? Like, nobody was on her top. You had a couple black women on there that was like verbose and like rambunctious a little bit. Like, dang, they didn't get no action. But you even had that fisherman, that guy that liked the fish, like he didn't get no act. I'm like, dang. So like, it was weird that we only got those few couples, and then it's like what we're left with. But yeah, so episode 6, we do get, this is where we start to get, like, they leave the honeymoon, right? Like this is them kind of going back home,
we
right?
Get to the apartments. Yep.
Right. So we get to the apartments, and Stacy and Izzy, and right off the rip, man, high maintenance, snappy Stacy, man. And I'm like,
Stacy. Yeah. So I guess the I guess like their temporary apartments together that the show provides, not probably too much going on there, just trying to figure out how each other lives. I guess the biggest draw comes from when they visit their own with each other. Yes. Right. So yeah, I mean it's snappy Stacy.
Yeah, bro. and Izzy has like a anxiety, he has like a nervous tick. I don't know if you noticed it. He does it, he's like he has this like nervous thing. He does this thing with his mouth, and he's like, and like, yo, she is freaking this guy the fuck out, whatever. Now,
right.
So when they go to her house, like, so we know that Stacy she's doing well for herself.
We didn't even need her to bring it up, because they're pulling in her Mercedes 2-door, parked right behind what's in the garage, the $80,000 Mercedes SUV, which I'm assuming is parked in what we can assume is her $500,000 3-story townhouse, right?
Yes, like, I mean, her dad has money. Like, we know she comes from money. And this is where it gets tricky, right? Because
all right, you know where you're going. Go.
So this is where it gets tricky, because home ownership is important, right? You know what I'm saying? Home ownership, and everybody is, that's the rave, like, oh, gotta own a home, whatever. And granted, she already said that she thought that she wasn't gonna find somebody that she was gonna love, whatever. But like, and this is gonna sound, another thing might sound misogynistic, but like, it never benefits no woman to buy a house by herself. Like, it doesn't make no sense or whatever, because if you do plan on getting in a long-term relationship, no woman is going to respect a man moving into her house. Right. No woman is gonna do that. No woman is gonna be like, yo.
So what happens when I move into my girlfriend's house? Do I take over the mortgage? Do we split that? Listen, I've got you for maybe 20% every month, but like what? Yeah, that. Well, and so that's, I guess, where she brought it up out the gate with the money conversation.
Yeah, so, I was like, oh, that's where he was going. He's like, oh shit, like this, what? Like, you started to talk about $20,000 HVAC units. It's like, I would have been doing the same thing. I'm like, we're gonna live separately for a while until like we move. We're gonna move. You're gonna sell that.
Right. So I know you talked about this on 280 plus, and I don't think I tackled it on my pod, and I've seen some things since, but maybe you can give us a quick breakdown on your thoughts and opinion of A, the 50-50 relationship financially, and B, does the man always pay for dinner?
Always no. Like, he don't always pay. If any woman that likes you is gonna pay for dinner, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and women that dig their heels into that, you've dated a lot of men that don't like you, or you either don't even like the men that you date, whatever, or you just have this warped sense of reality and money, and it gets weird. Like, it gets weird when women are too money centered. You know what I mean? Like, I like a woman that is responsible with money, sure. But like, when they start flexing, when a woman starts flexing on you,
and I guess that whole like scenario of him, like, she was like, who do you think should pay for dinner? And he's like, us, because it's our dinner. And he, or like, like 50, maybe 50, because like, it's like, well, yeah, like if Megs and I go out to eat, it's still, it's just like, you're married. Like, it shouldn't be who's paying. Like, we're going out to eat. Us.
Yeah.
Us are paying. Like, what? I don't understand that. Maybe like if we're dating,
Yeah, yeah. If you're dating,
dating,
sure, I'm gonna pick up
if you're
I'm gonna pick up
dating
some tabs, but then
and
eventually,
not
like I
move in,
said,
right,
a woman likes me, they're gonna be like, oh no, you pay for all these, whatever. Like,
right.
no, I got it, I got it. And I'm
Like,
like,
let's be honest. Let's be honest. You and I, in our prime dating scene, maybe now, whatever you're doing, in our dating scenes, there's been plenty of times where the women we are dating be like, hey, babe, what are you doing tonight? I want to take you out for dinner. Let's go
yeah,
on my treat. And
yep,
when we get those texts, we say, okay, bet I don't have to check the bank account. And she's
yep.
already ready to go. So it's an instant good night nightcap for everybody
Yeah,
on
because
all
yeah, she's
accounts.
definitely down to fuck. If she's paying, she's down to fuck, bro. Like,
Right.
yeah,
That's just like that's the card. It's like that comes with it. A plus B equals C.
yeah,
Like
she's
if
paying.
she
She
wants,
wants to,
if she, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And it's just like,
I like it. I like getting paid for my
yeah, like
services. You know what
whatever.
I'm saying?
Right.
That's
It's like,
a,
yeah, no, it's just I think Stacy they should have maybe had the money conversation in the pods. Like, oh, if we're dating, who pays for dinner? Oh yeah,
yeah, because she
50,
could have
whatever.
eliminated Izzy and she could have eliminated a lot of this headache right
That,
now. And my man is
that,
stressed the fuck out, bro.
yeah, that. And
He's like, I should have picked broke ass Lydia or like
it's just, yeah, man. It's just like, how would you?
and she might not be broke, but I'll just say
Well,
that's
right.
funny.
Yeah, no,
But
I think Stacy came on a little too strong there. I understand you're from money. He's obviously not. So there's going to be some clashing, but
yeah.
like, I wouldn't put that burden on him right now because, like, obviously that's just now flowing into us going to Izzy's apartment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Oh man. Oh
and
man.
so my first question
He
with
did
you,
he was wilding a little bit,
my
but
first
I kind
question
of
to
it's charming a
you
little bit. But go ahead.
is, do you have a lost and found drawer anywhere in the? I mean, you can maybe tell me when we're done.
No, we could no, all right. So I don't have a lost and found drawer, but like
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, like there's been some things like because I mean I was in a relationship and then like there was definitely some I realized so being in that situation, I never had a bunch of things
Right.
compiled
Right.
together in one
Right.
central
Right.
location,
Yeah.
but like there have been random things mixed into my place.
Right.
And that should get you in trouble, bro.
Yes.
Like, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
it does.
Like
Yes.
so the one centralized location and the fact that you're collecting it, it makes you look like a creep. You know what I mean? It does make
Little
you look,
like, look at my trophies. Look at how
yeah.
many bitches have been with. Like, yeah, I
Like
just
my stuff felt innocent, but I still had to hear about it because
right.
it was like yo, because then it's like, well, did you just have somebody here? And I'm like,
Like,
yo,
how
like
long
there was
ago
one
did this
time
show up?
where a Victoria's Secret lip gloss was found in a drawer, like a random drawer. Like I don't know why I didn't throw it away or whatever. Fam, I had to Google the same lip gloss and prove that this was like a 2015 version of the bottle.
They
Because
don't
I
sell
said
this flavor anymore.
like I
This
had
didn't show
no
up recently.
they still made the flavor, but I had to show that like yo they changed the label like 3
The
different times,
design,
and
you
this is
came
the
with
old
proof.
one.
You came with proof.
I
This lip
had
gloss
to,
was purchased in 2015. Clearly,
yeah.
it has been in this drawer for the last 8 years, and I have not known anything about it.
I
Like,
didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was even there. Like you know
got
what
the
I mean?
serial number of the lip gloss on
Yes, I was
corporate
like,
and
yo,
said, "Can
fam,
you please
I
help
was
me
on
out?
Pinterest, I
Can you?"
was on everything, I was everywhere trying to find this. I was like, no, I'm not. She not about to catch. Like, I'm not because I'm not lying about this, and so I'm
Call
gonna
the
prove my
Victoria's
fucking
Secret
innocence.
at the local mall. Be like, "Can you pull up a receipt from 2015? It was
Yeah,
probably."
can you take a picture
I got the
of this
UPC number. Can you punch that
because
in?
yeah, can you show me what that looked like, or can I send you a picture and tell me and how long have you worked at Victoria's Secret? Oh, I've been working here since. Okay, when's the last time you seen this bottle look like this? And they'll be like, oh
Now you've probably got some names that you could also help with the receipt looking up. You know what I mean? Like, well, it's either
yeah.
this name or this name. So if that helps your search.
Yeah, I've been in I've been in a similar situation, but not like that. Like I don't. That's wild because it's like but and that's the thing though. So here's the tricky part too. Is like you sometimes you cannot throw stuff away
Mhm.
because then it's like she might have really wanted that earring. But like, if you're at the point where you don't know who it could possibly belong to, you have to throw it. At that point, you have to throw it away.
So Izzy really drove it home. Like Izzy really drove home the fact that like this is not recent stuff. I don't know whose it is. I just toss it in the drawer. And like Stacy,
she was not having
Stacy got a point. Not having it, but she's also got a point. Like like you came here to find a wife. Why wouldn't you throw it away the day you leave? Or the day before, like getting ready to come to like, cause the next time you're in this apartment, you're going to have your fiance with you maybe. So we got to clean it up.
Well, also away. Too, I wouldn't have maybe shown her either. Like, I mean, but he was like, well, you were looking through every drawer, but I'm like, yeah, I would have figured out a way. Like the camera crew would have been there at the house and I would have figured out a way to like, oh, let me take this trash out real quick. Like, and then just like,
she even said, I think Stacy said he was there alone the night before.
Oh yeah, no,
he was there. Izzy was at the apartment the night before. He had a chance. He had a chance to get all the evidence, and I think that's
you better check your bed for strands of hair, all that shit.
Like crazy, bro. Yeah, you gotta get rid of that stuff.
He was wild. He was wild.
You gotta get rid of it. And then so the only other complaint that Stacy has is he opened the cabinets in the kitchen. And I mean, you and I are on the same page here. You know what I mean? We both had, we came from a few humble beginnings, some little rough upbringing, maybe a little bit along the way. But I don't know about you, fam, but at 31 years old, I strive for nothing more than the 50-cent silverware and plates and bowls section at Walmart and Target, because the old ones we bought 3 months ago, it's awesome because it's only costs $1.50 to restock the cupboards. Like, like I don't know if you know this or not, but like forks and silverware, like, I mean, decent one. I mean, I don't, whatever. At Target, I guess is where we do most of our shopping. It's like just like a single fork, a single spoon, a single knife, and a single soup spoon in one box for like $40. Like actual silverware, being an adult, having glassware in the kitchen, it's expensive.
It's expensive.
So obviously, someone with a $500,000 talent,
and it has nothing to do with maturity. She kept talking about maturity. She kept
saying maturity, right? Like, you're gonna feed me on it with a plastic fork, fam. Plastic forks and knives are on our grocery list every other week because Meg just doesn't like it. She doesn't like the taste of the feel of metal forks in her mouth. So we literally eat every meal in this house for the last 3, 4, 5 years has been on a paper plate with a plastic fork and a plastic spoon.
So so now I don't like plastic silverware only because like it's not as sturdy. Like if you're trying to cut something or it's not as sturdy.
If we're eating steak or something, we usually like cut it up with the steak knife, the real fork before we go sit down.
So, but I'm a big paper plate guy, and I will and paper, because black people sometimes we call styrofoam paper plates, and I don't do styrofoam because you cannot. I'm gonna get the premium, whatever deluxe,
the 3-pound holder deluxe.
I mean the big body, like in the wide Jones. I'm getting them Jones, whatever. Because I don't. Well, this is an embarrassing thing. I only have like 2 plates, like 2 like China plates, whatever, and it's like I made them shits at Pottery Works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like that. me and my shorty, like we made them Jones, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so like those are the only 2 plates I got. I do have some glasses, like glass, I mean, but like for like draft beer glasses.
For the one time my mom and sister and her wife come over to have chicken pot pie every 3 months, we'll break out the glass big dishes and use silverware. Like, of course.
Yeah, but she was like, "Oh, you're gonna feed me on that? Like, you don't want to impress me?" And I'm like, I don't know when the last time
I would have punched
a woman was ever impressed by, like, I never knew that, whatever. And yeah, man, it's like, people are busy nowadays and things like that. Like, don't nobody got time to be doing all these dishes. Like, even if you got a dishwasher, like if he's living by himself, he don't have room. I mean, if he's living by himself, why would he have all these dishes? Like, I just don't understand that. What is she? And like, she kept talking about maturity, and like, she even had a whole monologue about it. Like, is it just like, is it just me, or like, at a certain age, like. And I'm like,
and like they're not even a big age. I think he's like what, 29, 30, and she's like 34. Like, it's only
33. She's 33. She's 33.
So when he's 30,
she looks 34, but she's
right. She does a little bit. Yeah. So like,
she look about 38 for
like what fucking, yeah, exactly. What she looks for, bitch, you look 40. Let's be honest.
Bitch, you look 40. Like
the most shot off 30-year-old I've ever seen. No.
Yeah.
So no, it's like,
fucking,
yeah, so and he's 29, he's going on 30, he's about to be married to you. What more maturity do you want? Like, obviously,
and if because wasn't he in a serious relationship before? Wasn't he engaged to somebody?
Yes, he was engaged.
Yeah, so yes. All right. When I had a long-term relationship with somebody, and yes, when I moved out, I got some of the stuff, but like, yeah, she got all the plates and the glass dishes and stuff like that. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna survive. You know what I mean? And we're gonna eat off of this. Yeah, I'm gonna buy my own silverware. But like, yeah, I didn't need any plates. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess
cups. I drink out of these because it's fucking convenient. I love it. Like, I have a kid. I have a fucking 9-year-old son. Like, I'm not like. You know what I mean? You know how much ketchup this motherfucker wastes on stuff? You know how nasty it is to clean ketchup off plates? It's like, you know what I mean? You know, sauce. Like, that belongs on a paper plate, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
If you don't get to it right away, that sauce is stuck on there. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm sure. So like how far does she take that though? Right? Because
he took it too far.
If he didn't have a cabinet full of plastic plates, paper plates, and red Solo cups, and say maybe he just had like the cheapest, great value, 4 plates, 4 cups, 4 things of silverware for $30 at Walmart, and he had that in the cabinet, would that have sufficed her opinion on your dinner style? Like, no.
The way she wanted shit from Pier 1 and Cocalico Creek and shit like that. Like that.
She wants you to drop $100 on each plate in a silverware set that costs, $50 a fork.
Crate and Barrel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
West Elm, like that's where she goes for all that shit. And all them stores expensive as fuck. Like, you know what I
mean? Yeah. So
yeah, OD, and already I'm turned off from her from that point. I was like,
it's not looking good for Izzy. And I mean, we'll touch more on the money thing here once we get to the episode 7 when we meet parents, but we get to Milton and Lydia's apartment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we see Milton's apartment, and right away.
Wingman.
You know what I mean? Right away, Lydia's bitching. Lydia's bitching out the front. She's like, that rug, out of here. And
they were ugly. They were ugly. They were kind of cool though at the same time.
I'll tell you what. Kind
of cool. It's a bachelor pad.
The cow rugs. It's a definite white people thing. My dad had one in his living room. Like I'm partial. I don't have one in my house. I'm not gonna put one in my house because I'm not fashionable. Like our house is gross. Like just like the most art on our walls is right here. So,
cow hide.
You know what I mean? Like it's not I'm not an interior designer. I don't know like what things match or go with each other, but like. The rugs, okay, you know what I mean? Whatever, that might be fine, we'll get rid of them. But the way he responded when his future wife just wanted to take a little peek, just a little peek-see in the microscope, just like freaking out, like I don't want you to mess up the settings. The scope's from
wow, yeah, that is childish. That is
like don't touch it. I gotta put it back together piece by piece.
No, don't touch my stuff.
Like I've been he said,
don't touch my stuff.
I think he even said at one point, he's like, I've been working on this same thing for like 3 months or whatever. Like he's been working, like trying to get this thing right under the microscope for a while, and I'm like, yo. You're both real nerdy. She knows how to use a microscope, fam.
Yes.
She's got like she said in Mexico, she's got like a PhD in this and a master's in that.
Yeah, she's not a noob, stuff. Bro. She's not a noob.
Like, calm down. And then in walks, I mean,
don't touch my stuff, bro.
Tell me Milton and his roommate aren't perfect for each other.
That's the perfect roommate for him. Perfect wingman. That's a good wingman, bro.
Yeah, he comes in the room just like, oh, I like you two. You're good for each other. Like, of course, out the gate.
Saying all the right things. Because sometimes you can have a homie, a roommate or homie that could say some shit to fuck you up. But he was saying all the right things, I thought.
And I think he kind of gives us a little insight on like, why Milton's a good guy and like his kind of like brief past history, claiming like he had his associate's degree out of high school.
Yeah.
He got his job out of college making 6 figures. So Milton's got a little bit of money too.
Yeah.
Like that engineering money, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deploying servers and stuff, bro. I mean, that stuff pays.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's little interesting information on Milton, but I think did we go to Lydia's apartment?
I don't remember. I don't remember an apartment. I don't remember us going to a place. She might be homeless. I mean, that's why she's clinging on to Uche's ass. You know what I'm saying? Like she probably lived with her mama for real.
I think, yeah, because my memory does not serve me correctly seeing an apartment from Lydia or a house or anything.
Yeah,
I think we just jumped.
She lived with her mama.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Anything else for episode 6? I know we both were kind of like meh on it. There wasn't.
Yeah, see, episode 6 was when the actual breakup happens, but I don't really have anything to add to that. Like, other than like, it just seems like he's like this old school guy, and but I don't want to keep harping on that. Because he's whack.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and they don't belong together. Like, but the thing is, it's like, there was not enough in the pods for them to be together in the first place. Like, that's what I'm gonna say that again. Like, I felt like I said that in the last episode we recorded, but there wasn't enough. It wasn't like it wasn't really hitting it off. Like, he told her that my mom abused my sisters.
Right. It was,
and they came up with a pet name. That's it.
Yeah, and I think all that Taylor really wanted, probably because of her past relationships, probably ending the same way it did with JP. She just wanted someone genuine with a good heart and who can speak properly, and and that he kind of ticked all those boxes, and they really didn't explore maybe the relationship aspect or their more personal lives a little bit further. I don't know. But yeah, they're out.
Yep.
So episode 7,
man.
We open with Aaliyah.
Yes.
And she's looking good. I think she looks good.
Yeah.
I could do without the puffy poofy sleeves. I think that's insane when women have huge sleeves. Like, that's like a straight Napoleon Dynamite. I like your sleeves at the homecoming dance moment for me.
I like your sleeves.
Yeah. But Uche sits down, and boy, the only thing that I really got out of this conversation was that, man, Uche is a lawyer, bro. Uche is a good lawyer because, A, he can talk himself out of any situation, and B, when it comes to situations like this outside of the courtroom, he's bringing evidence, fam. He's got Exhibit A, Exhibit B. So basically, they just go over pretty much the phone call that we saw in the last episode. Like, this is why I left. This is how I felt then. I left because of this. She brings back up the fact that, like, Lydia told Aaliyah, which basically ended up making her leave to begin with, that Lydia was at Uche's apartment, saw the email from the show or whatever, and like tried to claim that like Aaliyah tried to put him on the spot, and we're like, maybe you and Lydia decided to do the show together.
And he was like, no. And the thing is, I watched it again. He didn't say that I think he was nervous, like the fact that he discovered that Lydia was there, but she definitely was the one that said, do you want to start from zero? And he was like, I don't know, like that would
Lydia
be pure to the process, whatever. Like, and I don't even think of that. And because some people might say, like, because if he didn't fully just shut her down, they might think that he had like a sliver of hope. And I don't think that was the case. I think it was really shock. I think he was like, what the fuck? Like, this bitch follow me here? Like, what the fuck? Like, I think it was on that type of time. It wasn't he has a sliver of hope of wanting to be with her. No, he was just fucking terrified.
I think it's very clear.
Found me.
Right. Well, so then, he brings like all the other evidence. So he starts just going in on Lydia and gives us a full timeline of the relationship, as if I don't think we need it, but B, like, it's like, we got back to, he gave her the benefit of the doubt. She was crazy. She seemed better. She's going to therapy. So we hooked back up.
And the thing is, this show is so PC though. Like keep it real. Like don't say you dated her. Like, yo, just be like, why can't he be like, yo, I was just smashing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just, you know what I mean? She kept hitting me up. I felt bad. You know what I mean? I wasn't dating nobody at the time. So shit, I kept smashing.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna meet you, and I didn't know y'all was gonna be meeting each other. Like, what?
Right.
That's like my business. Like, it doesn't. Like, that's not your real friend. Like, so it's like, for me, that's where it's like, I get it because you know who she is, but like, She's
Oh,
crazy. She's
I
crazy.
love that you just said that because it kind of gives me, right, it gives us a better perspective of Aaliyah and where she's at. She took the word of Lydia, who has only been her friend for 45 minutes, and like, oh, he does this, he has a blue car, he does all this, and oh, we smash, and oh, the email, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And like, she took everything she said way more then she took the word of the man who she now, for the fifth time, claims that she's in love with, could see herself marrying, wants to be with, wants to work it out with. But instead, you trusted Lydia more than you trusted Uche.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to talk to her ever again.
Right. And
Because I know Uche gonna do everything in his power to like. I think he's done enough to like probably cut her off. You know what I mean,
yeah. And then Uche just makes the ultimate decision. We're done. No more Aaliyah.
Okay, is that how that ended? So he decided that like
she, after hearing the whole story about Lydia and the screenshots and the Instagram stories, like I guess Lydia was creeping on Uche's friends' stories.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
And like taking pictures of his house, like I see you, whatever.
So Uche is the one who ended it, or Aaliyah said no?
Yeah, no. So even after all that, Aaliyah was like, okay, I trust you, but let's get married. Let's make it work. Let's do let's do it. And then
like, Uche, bitch, you should have believed me the first time.
But then, but then Uche came in, and honestly, this was, I full-heartedly agreed. He said, listen, this experiment was our relationship. They're linked. We needed the experiment to finish in order for us to continue as partners because that's just how this is working, and that's the A to B step. Yeah. And he's like, you left. You quit the experiment.
Yeah, you quit.
So
you quit.
For all intents and purposes, you quit on us, and I'm kind of done. And so she said, okay, I can respect that. And then that was it.
Yep.
And I mean, Uche, he came with the screenshots, he came with the evidence. And so that was kind of what I thought was going to be the end of him. But obviously we get to him here in just a little bit.
Yeah. So wait up. And it's okay if we skipped around, but like, yeah. So because I have in my notes.
I think the apartments. I think the apartments were episode 7.
Okay, that's fine. Right,
yeah. But so we're meeting parents now, right? So
yes, we're meeting parents. Yes.
So I just have words down here that Milton is probably the most boring in this conversation. Like him meeting Lydia's mom. And her brother, and the fact that like the first half of the conversation, Lydia's mom can speak perfect English, but then like the back half of the conversation is translated. I got lost along the way, bro. I got real lost, but I figured it out. Yeah. But like it just, I think even Milton said in like in the interview on the side piece, he was like, "I'm nervous. I don't know if I want to come on strong. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do that. So I'm just gonna play it cool." And like that's what he did. I mean, he gave us all the right answers, and I think mom just kind of settled. I think the brother was a little more impressed, but it was, and I mean, what time of day? What was that outfit from Lydia? What was that chick wearing, dude? The tube top with the mini skirt, like nothing on, essentially. Like, you're in a sushi restaurant, sweetheart, with your mother and your brother and your future husband. Like, let's put some pants and a shirt on. Like,
this is funny because the way she said I'm from Puerto Rico. It's not Puerto Rico, it's Puerto Rico. I'm from Puerto Rico.
Oh, I loved every time in the honeymoon days when they were in Mexico and she said something off the wall in Spanglish. And corrected her, and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna work on that."
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Yeah, Puerto Rico.
So I mean, we didn't really learn much. I mean, we learned.
Yeah, we did not. Yeah, I don't have it. I have Lydia and Milton meet the family. That's all I have.
Yeah, I think the biggest one was like, I think it kind of threw off mom and the brother a little bit when mom asked Milton how many kids they wanted. Well, the height too. I'm sure the height threw him off. The height throws everyone off. But she was like, "How many kids?" And he was like, 3. And she's like, "Okay, I'm happy with that." But then he drops like 2 with us, and then we're probably gonna adopt one. And like, she was like, "Yeah, I agreed with that, I guess." And,
I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not.
Yeah, we'll see if they even.
I'm not into that. Like,
So, I mean, that was just kind of a boring, like, they didn't do really any one-on-ones. It was just a, do you love her? Do you like her? How'd you connect with her? How many kids you want? Okay, great. You guys, let's get married. Might as well. Like, you know.
What about how do you feel about the Izzy meeting Stacy's parents? Did you feel, what'd you feel about that?
I knew this was obviously the money thing was going to be the main contention point of this conversation. And I thought he handled himself well in the overall family grilling on the couch.
Yes.
I think
her dad flexed on him though.
A little bit. But I think I thought it was very interesting, and maybe you can confirm because you rewatched the first drop, but did he mention in the pods that like this insurance agency job, he was only in for like 3 days and then like he came and did the show and like
no, so he's unemployed?
Well, no, he is employed, but like so he was doing something else, something completely different, career change. And then his buddy was like, hey, you can come be an insurance agent and sell insurance for me and you just make commission and the sky's the limit how much money you make, just sell. And so he
I forgot about that.
He started that job and then like the first weekend he had to go do something. He went on a trip, had a vacation plan. And then like he came back for a week and then he had to go do Love is Blind. And but it's Buddy's business. So like obviously they're flexible and he does have a job. But like when he was telling him like, yeah, I changed my career and then I went on vacation and then I worked 3 days and then I came here. Like, and everyone was like, well, do you have a job? Everyone was tense because they were like, there's no way Stacy's marrying this dude without a job.
Yeah.
You know, so then we get the one-on-one with Dad. And right before that, honestly, they cut to like the interview with him, you know, Dad saying like, look, I know Stacy's high maintenance. I know she needs a lot of money. I know she likes to travel. And I know that Izzy might not have a lot of money. But Stacy's never mentioned that she wanted to ever get married ever. And the fact that she's here and the fact that he loves her and that we can see that they care for one another, I'll give him a shot.
Yeah, and I see, and the thing is when people come from money, because I don't think Izzy is like trying to use her either, though. Like, you know what I mean? Because he didn't know, you know what I mean? So I think in that, you know what I mean, those people for money, they're worried that like, oh, he might be like he might be a user or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. He's freaking out by how you know what I mean? He's not like, you know, dollar signs ain't, his eyes ain't dollar signs, and he's like thinking about it, how can I come up? He's terrified of this situation because he's like, I can't fucking keep up with her. Like, you know what I mean?
The inevitable conclusion is if I do not have 20 grand in the bank to pay for a new HVAC unit, if this one goes out, then and like let's shut up. If your $20,000 HVAC unit goes out, you don't have home insurance. You don't have a warranty on that product. You don't have anything in place that you.
Well, and the repair, can it get repaired before it gets replaced? Like, you know what I mean? A repair don't cost $20,000.
I'd also imagine if a company's charging you 20 grand for an HVAC system, they probably have some sort of financing available.
Yes.
So like, let's like not even. Why is that?
Yeah. Don't try to scare me off with that because it worked. Because it worked, bitch. I'm scared. Like. So then he sits down with his dad and it's a one-on-one, pretty much the same conversation they already had. Yep. If you, Izzy, cannot provide financially for my daughter, it's going to be up to her. And then if she can't do it, it's up to me, bitch. It's up to me, like motherfucker. And I don't want to take care of your dumb ass. That's what he said. Like, that's what
I mean, like, but that statement right there to me already says that if there ever was a rough patch, all we got to do is call daddy and he's going to send us $5 grand. I know people.
I wouldn't like as a man, you don't feel comfortable.
No. But I I literally one of Meg's friends or whoever, like they're both teachers and they both make close to pretty much 6 figures doing what they do. He's a principal, whatever. She's a counselor for 10 years. Like they both have master's degrees. So they're making money, right? You get it. Mm-hmm. And so they, at the end of the year, they had a $5,000 tax bill. And, you know, April, whatever, 14th, Easter's rolling around talking. Dad writes each of the kids a check, $5 grand to take care of the taxes. Like, I mean, I've seen it before, and like, trust me, I haven't spoken to Jeff in 18 years, let alone taking a dime from him. So something tells me if I'm in a pinch, Daddy's not coming to my rescue. And so it's just
18 years, Levi. Like, that would take you to
what
12.
Year was it? No, you're right. I was like 19. It was a solid 10. It was solid at 10, 11 years ago. So
Radio Shack or post Radio Shack? Post Radio Shack?
It was around the same time. It was probably in there, probably pre-post. Yeah. So I mean, look, it's like I've seen it before, but like,
yeah.
I would also then need to go back. If I was Izzy, I would want to have a conversation with Stacy and be like, look, I get it, but if we're married, like there is a certain manly aspect that I need to deal with here before we go calling dad. Like we need to check the savings. We need to see if we can put it on credit first. Like, because what it
can I DIY this situation?
Right, because what it sounds like is anytime Stacy's in a pinch and doesn't feel like spending a few grand of her own money, we call dad.
Yep.
And it's let's maybe change that process now that we've got other people involved. But at the same time, I don't know if Izzy's prepared for that change.
No, he's not. I don't think so.
Not at all. And so, I mean, I said earlier, my predictions, if the couples were to fail, I think obviously Milton and Lydia, it'll be the age thing, maybe his height even too. I don't know. But if Stacy and Izzy do not end up getting married next week, I assume that it will be mainly because of the money situation. Like, I mean, there's not much else tearing them apart at this point, except for a lost and found drawer that we can get rid of instantly.
Yeah, so it's funny because the way they made them previews prior to this drop, it made it seem like, because he's a chatty patty, it made it seem like he was trying to talk to all the women, and then because she's like, oh, it's like you're a fuck boy or something
yes,
like that.
I do. Yes, the preview,
but it's about his lost and found thing. Okay,
right.
but yeah, like I don't know, he's not feeling so secure in that situation, and he's just he's going crazy. But
let's get to this party. The party.
Yeah, the party, the mixer. That's the last thing.
The mixer. So just before we get into the mixer of the party.
Oh my God. This shit made me want to throw up. The mixer.
Yeah, but before
the first reveal.
Before we get there, it's did you notice this? It's so side rail conversation, but the golden cups. Does Netflix provide everyone with the same golden cups? Because when we were at Stacy's house, we were pouring shit into the golden cups. At the mixer, it was golden cups. In the pods, it was golden cups.
That's an Easter egg. That's an Easter egg.
They use the same golden cup. Now, Izzy doesn't. He uses a red Solo, but everyone else on the show has been using, like every time there's a formal event, they have these golden cups. And I turned to her and said, did you notice that? And she said,
I did not. No, I did not. I did not notice that.
I guarantee you, if we get to any formalities in the next drop, they'll probably all have golden cups. It's very interesting. Very interesting. But the mixer, man, listen, here's my opinion. I don't think these are necessary. Why are we doing this? Why?
Well,
I know it's
I like it, but I don't like it.
I know it's so everyone can see what everyone looks like and what they missed out on and where we're at now after the pods. Everyone's back home for a week or two.
Yep.
But we literally only have two couples going to the altar now, right?
Yeah.
So, like, why?
Yeah, no, there's no point now. At this point,
why would we do anything to jeopardize those relationships? Like bring in exes or other podcasts?
Yeah.
Like,
if you have 5 couples, the mixer is necessary. It's just like
Yep.
Because even just being around other couples, you might have tried to, because that's happened. We've seen that. Like we're in other, this guy from this couple tried to talk to this girl from that couple. But so the mixer is cool. But no, man, this mixer though, it made me want to throw up. Like the first reveal we get, right?
Yep.
Chris and Johnny got together.
Yes.
And I'm like, bro, you like, she's not all right. And that's the thing, she's not hideous, but I'm saying her voice, her whole everything she got going on
from like here up is a little weird.
There would have been nothing if I'd have met her in a fucking airport. There would have been nothing that would have made me back her, bro. It would have been nothing. I would have been like, oh, you're John. Oh, you're Johnny. Oh, never. Okay, like I would have no, because you
I'm
already.
not Chris. I'm some other guy. Yeah.
I'm Jeff. Like
And so
I'm you know.
that meet cute story was she was laying. They were in the airport. She was laying down, heartbroken because Izzy just dumped her. Chris just dumped her. Everyone dumped her on national television, and she's
Yeah.
trying to take a nap. And she hears a familiar voice on the phone with her
Ugh.
dad, and it's Chris because her heart sinks, and she's like, "Oh, I know that voice because I'm sure they all know everyone's voices by the end of the pod experiment."
Chris is weak, man.
You think so?
He's a weak man, bro.
Yeah.
Like, first off, I mean, we can go back to episode whatever that was, episode 1, where you talk about your, your incident,
Oh, right, that was him. The Mexico trip was Chris.
Yes, like this man is the weakest man I've ever like.
And she keeps referring to him as the nicest guy in the experiment. And
that means he's a bitch. Like that's
I mean, listen, pussy. I know I'm a nice guy, but I think I would more
you have a backbone. You have a spine.
I would more categorize myself as like Izzy is a nice guy, but like he's kind of got a little bit to him. You know what I mean? He's got some aggression behind him if he needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could take a hit or a punch or two. Chris, if I was in the same room as Chris, I'm like, yo, you're a little fucking bitch. He'd probably leave the party, like, because he was so offended. Like, oh, I'm a little bitch. I don't know. I'll leave. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like,
well, do you remember in the very first, like, so you might not remember this. This was in the very, like, first, like, 30 seconds of the show. Like, literally, he was like, yeah, sometimes, like, girls get this perception that I'm like a bad guy, like a bad boy, or I'm a playboy or whatever. And I'm thinking, like, bro, don't nobody look at your nice ass and think that. And then after you tell them about your history and how you lost your virginity, definitely ain't nobody gonna think that you a playboy. They gonna think like, yo, this dude is sweet, man. And then, like, bro, she dumped you, right? She dumped you. She don't even know what you look like, whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean, you did have a backbone because she tried to come back, and you did have you showed a little bit of a spine, and you didn't take her back, and only to meet her, and that
12
was
hours later, right? The look, her face was the jump, right? She literally just broke your heart and said, "I want Izzy, I want Izzy," or no, or some I don't even remember, but
it was she tried to come back and like you had to put her in her place, but
she told Chris that Izzy was her number one, and then when Izzy wasn't her number one, she was like, "Chris, you're my number one," and he's like, "Wait a minute, you just told him that because we just talked, and like now we're done." And so back to their airport meet cute story. Apparently, after just hearing his voice, she knew it was Chris, but he didn't know it was her, and he just randomly went up to her and grabbed her hand. Like, what if that was a stranger, bro? What if that wasn't her?
Yeah, he's identity theft victim. Like he's prime suspect for identity theft. Somebody's gonna AI his voice and like fucking take his whole shit. Like, I mean, like,
God. So yeah,
I don't like this guy, bro.
And Johnny's just in the confessional interviews, like crying, like I dumped him, and now I'm just working so hard to prove to him that I'm who, like now all of the balls are in Chris's court. Yeah, like Chris wants to walk out at any point in time, he can do so again if he so chooses. But I think
but like she called him her boy, like she said that's my boyfriend. Oh,
they're dating now, right?
That's my boyfriend, girlfriend. And that's like I could see if he would have wanted to smash. You know what I mean, but like that's what I'm saying. This show is too nice, bro. Like, where's the you know what I mean? Like, keep it real. Like, you might have made her like, all right, you know what I mean? Right. We get physical and then that's it. But like, nah.
Yeah. So Johnny and Chris show up. That's like a big wow, but like couple here, no way. And so then we get Izzy versus Johnny.
Yep. Again, Chatty Patty. I don't know, man. I don't feel like there's at this point. There's no need to try to put her in her place, whatever. Like, I mean, granted, although I don't like her, like her necessarily, but it was unnecessary. And I'm like, you know, why are you doing that, man? Like, unnecessary conversations.
No, and especially, honestly, and maybe he didn't know this, but especially that the fact that Stacy doesn't like her. She's like, oh, she's slimy. She was talking shit on me the whole time when Izzy picked me. Like in the pods and shit. And so like he didn't even need, like it could have just been like him, Izzy leaning over to Stacy saying, "Oh, Johnny's fake as fuck. Like she's so sketchy as fuck." And then they would have agreed, and then that would have been it.
Like, I know, but yeah, but like he's putting himself in weird positions because now she's asking, like, well, what did she say? What did she? And it's like, well, yeah, because I had a way too open conversation with her that I shouldn't have had. I'm sorry, babe. Right, but like he's putting himself in weird predicaments. Like,
but then also too, he called her out on the back and forth between him and Chris, and we did get that flashback, which I'm glad we got for context.
Yep.
So she kind of was like, well, I don't know about that.
But I don't remember that. Yeah. Like,
but then and then the back half of the conversation was just them going, "You're sketchy as fuck. You're sketchy as fuck. Everyone thinks you're sketchy as fuck, but you're sketchy as fuck." And it's just like, okay, well, let's Los, who do you think sketchy as fuck? Izzy or Johnny? Because
Johnny is sketchy. Johnny is definitely playing both sides, but Izzy is like, he feels that he need. I don't know what he. Yeah. As a man, I think that's a short man. I think he's a short man. So like, and he got the back knee. You know what I'm saying? Bald man. He's insecure. Maybe he's insecure. Like he feels like he got to prove something to everybody. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have these conversations with these women that I don't want. Why are you having these conversations with women you don't want?
Yeah, it's really weird.
You don't even got to apologize. You don't have to. What do you have to apologize for? You don't even have to do that. Because that's what Lydia. He's like, I just wanted to apologize. Why?
Yeah, nah.
For the process. It's a game.
No. And I mean, just there were a few others from the party. I mean, that guy, the guy who told Izzy, like, "Oh, that's your friend Johnny coming in." The bigger guy, was that the Fisher?
Yeah.
Is he the
fisherman? That's the Fisher guy. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, shout out to the overweight guy who couldn't find love in the pods, and they brought him back for just one more quick thing. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's just like, why is he there? I don't know. Like he literally, I don't even know his name. I don't know. I don't
remember. Yeah, I don't remember
his name. It's just, and then Uche shows up. Of course.
Oh man.
It's just like, why?
Now, this is a necessary conversation because he knows Lydia.
Yes.
And you fucked up my shit.
Right.
Izzy doesn't have that dynamic. So like I respect what Uche was trying to do. So but Izzy's trying to do the same thing, even though he don't know Uche. You know what I mean, like it's the same vein, but it's like it's no point. Yeah. But Uche is like, yo, like I gotta talk to you.
Yeah, like, and so basically Uche just pretty much brings out all of the same information that we had with Aaliyah at the beginning of the episode, relaying it back to Lydia and being like, "You went crazy on me. You sent I got screenshots. I got this. I got that."
Yeah, but we didn't get the conversation that I thought we were gonna get. I thought we were gonna be like, "Yo, why'd you fuck up my shit with Aaliyah? Like, why'd you have to keep talking?" Like, and maybe he was gonna get there.
I think he was.
It never got there though.
Right, and I think that was his intention. I think that was like his pre-trial evidence. Like
that should have been the red herring. Like he should have saved that for later. Yeah. Like because bitch, like. Remember when you did this and remember you did that?
Oh yeah.
Now you're supposed to be like, yo, why? We both told Aaliyah.
Right.
Why did you have to go tell like, because she already, I don't want to hear nothing. Why you had to tell her that we just met up? Like that's none of her business. Like either way, even if Aaliyah thinks it's wrong, it's none of her business. Right. None of that is her business. Yep. Like it's none of it. Like so that's why I'm like, yo, you fucked my shit up, Lydia.
Yeah, and I listen, I guess, I mean, I don't know, like looking at like his female friend followers stories, is that so crazy? Yeah. I don't know, maybe, but like, so she just goes off. Lydia goes off because she's like, like,
she can't take accountability.
I wasn't doing that. We were having like a fun conversation. I was like, I see you at your house, and that's why I sent you the picture. Like, not in a weird way. Like, so she tried to play it off, but then when playing it off wasn't working, and Uche was just like, well, here's Exhibit C. Here's Exhibit D. Here's all my evidence. And the playing off wasn't really working. Then she just gets aggressive. Like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm not talking to you. I'm done with you, Uche.
Where's Milton? Yeah. And I was like, is she trying to sick Milton on Uche?
And then
Milton don't want that smoke with Uche. Uche would fold that talk. He don't want that smoke with Uche, bro.
Nah, Milton doesn't want to smoke with Uche. So Milton did what Milton knows best. Milton comes in and he's just like, well, I would love to talk to you. I would love to have you talk to her for 10, but
we gotta go.
Oh, look, we've got plans. Unfortunately, we gotta go. We gotta go in 10 minutes. And, and so then they just start having Uche and Lydia have another conversation alone.
Yeah, kind of like an argument.
Another argument.
Yep. It goes nowhere.
I thought Milton and Lydia left. But the last scene that we get is Milton talking to Uche.
Yes.
And that's it. That's our drop. That's our drop for the week.
Yep.
And I mean, it pretty much just ended with everyone screaming, or not everyone, but Lydia screaming. Like Stacy's on the couch, like, what's and like all the other girls who aren't engaged or like just were from the pods were like, oh, thank God we didn't. Thank God. Yeah. Thank God for that. That could have been me. I'm going home and I'm fucking a fuckboy tomorrow with no consequences. See you later.
There you
go. Good luck with the marriage, babe, because I'm probably not going to make it to the reception. So, I mean, so let's the preview, obviously, for this Friday's drop. I mean, we see a little bit of conversation with Uche and Milton. You know, and Uche's just literally presenting all of his lawyer ass information to Milton now. Like he's like, it's just
so if you're Milton, what do you do if a man brings so this is your fiance now? I mean, how much loyalty? But also it's a new fiance. It's like, so how much are you listening to Uche talk man trash about your girl, even though it's true?
The issue is
how much are you receiving that?
The issue is, I think, obviously, me personally, I would probably take whatever Uche says with a grain of salt, and like, and trust the girl that I've set out to marry.
Yeah, you almost have to, because, even if she's the flawed individual,
because it's. I mean, man, like it's just it's their past, and like I'd be honest, like if I'd be honest with Uche, I'd be like, look, bro, just honestly, like what Uche is doing, telling Milton all this stuff, is the same thing Lydia did to Aaliyah in the girls' room.
Yes.
This is what color Lydia's car is. If you didn't know that already, this is what she did in the DMs a few months ago.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So,
what do you think is gonna? How is Milton gonna do that though? Like, is he gonna put his foot down?
That's the issue. No, Milton is strong here, right? Obviously, he could probably read a book in 3.2 seconds, whereas I haven't read a book in 3 years. Like, or 8. I'm sorry, no, since like the second grade. Like, Los, I literally have no books.
I know.
So I can't. It's fine. But so I don't think he knows is going to know how to handle this emotionally. I think
he's not a brother. Like he not from the streets, bro. Because I would have. So I would have been like, yo, bro, Uche.
Yeah.
I mean, I see you upset, but bro, we don't got nothing to talk about. You know what I mean?
Square up here in 30 seconds.
Yeah, keep
opening your mouth. Right.
Yeah, keep my girl name out your mouth. You know what I mean? And if you want problems, then we could take it there. But like, yo, this is it, man. This is the last conversation. Don't try to contact my lady.
Right.
Don't say nothing about her. If I see you on social media talking about her or whatever, we're gonna have some problems, bro. But like keep her out your mouth. It's unfortunate what happened, bro, but that's your past. Ain't got shit to do with me.
I think Milton will probably end that conversation with I appreciate information. Right. Okie dokie. And then just go off to Lydia and say whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think at this point, bro, what are your obviously like we can't trust the previews.
I know they're fucking us up.
The weddings happen next week. So or this Friday, I guess. So where prediction? Do you think anyone here will say I do? Do you think either of our couples are going to get married?
So the thing is here, man, it's like the previews are deceiving, but when you see a woman in a wedding dress and she's crying on Love is Blind, she got dumped. You know what I'm saying? Or she did the dumping. So Milton and Lydia are not getting married, bro.
Did we see her crying in a wedding dress in the preview?
I saw her crying. I saw a little glimpse of her crying in a wedding dress, and almost like people like huddled around her, like having to like, you know what I mean? So no, because in the next we see like she meets his family, you know what I'm saying? Like in that and like Milton, if Milton is a mama's boy.
In this drop, that's right. Yeah. They're all like, what would a 35-year-old want with a 24-year-old Milton?
Yeah.
And they're like, phony, nothing, fake. Right. So if
yep. I think Milton got some mama's boy in him. You know what I'm saying? And he got he got a strong sister too that ain't about to play with her brother. You know what I'm saying?
She's she's what he should be as far as the streets go.
Yeah, like she's not about to play with her brother. And then it's just like I think Milton is just happy to have some regular pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like if we gonna keep it a buck, like he's just happy. Which is like, yo, if I was 6'7", I don't care. Even if I was a nerd, I'd be like, it'd be. That's what it would be.
I'm surprised Milton doesn't have an OnlyFans, right? With like, what he's probably working with.
It would just be that, bro. Right. Like it would be that.
Right. Milton's the one who should have had a top secret lost and found drawer in the bathroom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason Milton shouldn't have been like how to. Like,
yeah, I'm helping my nerdy roommate brother. You know what I mean? Helping him get some. I'm you know what I mean? I'm throwing him the leftovers. You know what I mean? If I was Milton's height.
Yeah. It's interesting. I guess we're gonna see how it plays out. I don't have high hopes for any of them. Me neither.
Because I didn't say nothing about Izzy, Stacy. I think it's gonna freak. I think he's freaked out, bro.
He's gonna out. Right.
She's freaked out too, though. She's freaked out for lesser reason, like for like
who's gonna pay for my first class ticket to Rome next week? Like that's all she's concerned about. But instead,
not me.
Right. Like, man. So I think. This
might be the first season we get no marriages, like official marriages.
So then that has to be it.
The show has to be over. The show is over.
And we need fucking the Lachey's to come on for their final scene and be like, well, America, I guess love really isn't blind. Yep. And then that's it. We have a new Netflix dating show, or we just do season 3 of The Ultimatum or whatever. And it's like, so man, I mean, that's, it'll be interesting next week. I think I'm on the same page as you. It's probably, if anything, Stacy and Izzy, but I'm not hopeful for them either. You know what I mean? Like their first huge fight was about plastic plates. So I can't, like to the point where she's out on the patio in the dark crying.
Like, she's like, she didn't want to
be in the same room as the plasticware because it's just the environment.
I just want to go home because you are like treating me like trash, like for real. Like I feel so unwanted because I'm not eating off porcelain. Like, I'm not eating off of China. I'm not eating off of like, what the fuck?
So we'll see, man. I mean, so this Friday's drop, we've got now 2 episodes. So
is that it?
Yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I think obviously it'll
okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is 2 episodes. So I'm assuming it's just both weddings. I'm assuming
both weddings, but then we got to get a finale. Like, so are they going to do finale and reunion? Because that's only 9 episodes.
I was gonna ask you.
It's usually a 10-episode order.
If the finale is the reunion or no, that's a separate.
No, usually it's a separate. But I've seen it the last season. I think when we got the last drop, whatever that was, it was. You know what? Are we gonna get a 4-3-2-2? Like, are we gonna get 2? Like basically the end and then the finale, and I don't know.
So what would it be? So
how many episodes are left? Does it say actually?
There is a 10. It says this season will be 10 episodes.
So 10 is going to be the reunion. 10 is going to. Yep.
Okay.
I think. Yep. Got it. I think we're going to get one more solid like episode. We're going to get a finale, and then 10 is just going to be the reunion.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Well, they probably even though they have hours of stuff, like they're running out of shit to show us because again,
in season 4. Perspective, Love is Blind season 4 was 16 episodes. So
no. So here's the thing: they do like a post thing afterwards.
I did see that, right? Like
So some of them some of those episodes are like post.
Okay,
we can. Where are they now? Type stuff.
Figure out what we'll do with that later. Then.
Yeah, the where are they now episodes of this one is that's probably gonna be more entertaining than some of the we're getting because there's nobody to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
well, I mean, so we'll see. So obviously we're gonna get the resolution of that mixer party next week with all the people who didn't make it and the people who did.
Yep.
And then I'm assuming we'll probably then after that scene, we'll probably continue and go into Milton's family. I don't think we'd get a wedding before Milton's family. Maybe we'll see Izzy and Stacy's wedding before we meet Milton's family, but I'm assuming we'll meet Milton's family. And then did we meet Izzy's family?
No, we did not. Yeah, I guess we got to meet Izzy.
So we'll meet the boys. We'll meet the boys' family probably in episode 1, and then
yep,
and then a wedding or two for episode at the end of episode 1, maybe episode 2. They'll probably like cut it off at the altar.
Yeah, like the decision. Yeah,
right,
the decision. Yep.
So. All right, man. Well, this has been another recap and record episode. Love is Blind season 5 episode.
We got video.
7. We've got a whole video for this episode. If you've made it this far, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week with the next 2 to 3 episode recap. Whatever they drop this Friday. Love is Blind season 5. If you haven't seen our first episode recap, I just saw someone on Twitter today saying they're getting into season 5. I linked them that episode because they're a little behind. So if you haven't seen the first 4 episodes of Love is Blind, watch them. And then listen. Just
watching and listen. Yes, because I know you don't have nobody to talk to about this show, so you can live vicariously through us. Leave comments because we respond to comments. You know what I mean? We wanna interact with y'all, and where were we wrong? You know what I mean? Were we right? Tell us. What do you think? What other shows would you want us to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask
because we kind of got tentative plans, but
we've got a few tentative plans, but also airing right now. I don't know if you know this, if it popped up in your next feed, we have season 3 of Love is Blind Brazil. So
I can't watch it. If it's subtitled, I can't watch this shit.
Is Brazil
it's Portuguese. They speak Portuguese.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder if
they're probably like all beautiful women though.
I would imagine. I would hope
like
so.
with the bundas.
Brazil, yeah. Maybe I'll turn on the first few minutes and see if it's dubbed or captioned or whatever. And if maybe I don't know, we'll see.
Oh, if it's dubbed, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. So find us at Recap and Record on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all the socials. You know where it's at.